I came to the rally today because Black Lives Matter. And I think it's really important right now at this historical moment that white people not only show up to vigils and to rallies and stand in solidarity, but also that on Monday morning when they're going back to work, taking care of their kids, taking care of their pets, doing all the things that all of us have to do during any week, that they call their elected officials and that they say, what is going on is not okay, and it has to stop. And it can't just be swept under the rug. It's not as if what's going on and what went on in Charlottesville is new, but I've heard the word emboldened a lot lately, and I think that's a pretty apt word to describe how those people who are in power right now have emboldened other people to commit racist domestic acts of terrorism. And that's precisely what happened this weekend. And it's easy for us as white people to change the channel or look away or to say that's so sad, and then to move on with our lives, because that's not my daily life. That's not my lived existence. I'm safe. But so many other people right now are not. And of course, it's not just people of color. It's also Jewish people who were threatened at this rally this weekend. And it's also Hispanic people and Latinos and our gays, lesbians, bisexual, transgender. I mean, basically everybody who doesn't fit the white supremacy agenda, the white-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed person. And I just think it's disgusting.
DeKalb Fonda, and I'm here. I'm grateful that there's a spontaneous gathering of people in Evanston, my community, to stand in solidarity with the people who came out in Charlottesville yesterday against the white supremacists who were there. And it's a very scary trend that we have. This current administration has unleashed, not what wasn't there, but has unleashed a whole wave of bigotry and prejudice and hatred, and sanctioning it so that they feel that they can come out now. They're out of the shadows, and we need to be in their way. So that's why I'm here.
Javoid Simmons, I'm her partner, and more of what she said. I'm here because there needs to be a presence that goes beyond what's going on. It's important that people stand up and speak what they feel and talk about what matters. That's why I'm here.
So my name is Sylvie Grace Smith, and I came here for a few reasons. One, because last time we did the Women's March, it was really fun. Two, because I am really angry at the neo-Nazi guys, and I want to stand up against them. Oh yeah, because they're mean.
My name is Kara Smith, and I'm here with my kids. I'm appalled by the violence that continues to go on, and I think we need strong leadership to stand up against it.
My name is Brandon Bowe, and I'm here because of hate everywhere against other races. I hope that everyone will be equal and together and not hate.
My name's October, and I came today because I believe in standing up against hatred and racism and injustice.
I'm Dina Ellen Bogan. I'm a writer who lives in Evanston, and the rabbi and writer Donnie Massing wrote very beautifully about his experience, his response to this as a Jew, and so I'm going to read this. He writes, "The Sabbath is over. I have kept quiet because I do not write on Shabbat. The time for silence, however, is over. To my friends on the right, you have every right to believe in and advance the cause of conservatism in America. I may not always agree with you, but I always defend your right to do so. I will never question your patriotism or your decency. We are now facing a watershed moment in our history. We have a morally bankrupt man at the helm of a sad government, duly elected perhaps, but a man of outrageous ignorance, a thug, a bully, a man with no scruples, who has a track record of lying, defrauding, defaming, and inciting. A man who should never have made it out of the first run of a primary. Whether or not you have an agenda you wish to see fulfilled, bigotry, hatred, violence, and degradation could not possibly be part of your agenda. The clown posing as a president could not possibly be your voice, could not possibly be the leader you have hoped for. We deserve better in America. The world has come to expect better from us. A man who has kept silence about bombing of a mosque in Minnesota, who has failed to mention Jews in connection with the Holocaust, who has failed to denounce David Duke or Richard Spence, but has had 6 years of leisure time to question the citizenship of our first African-American president, who has had time to smear endless women in demanding tweets, but has had no time to read a book, who finds hours of time to defame his own party's leaders, who has coddled an assassin like Putin and winked approvingly at White House supremacists, cannot possibly be the leader for whom you have yearned. This ends now. Speak out against this vile man or history will condemn you. We have a long and sad history of violence in America, a history the buffoon-in-chief has not bothered to read. But this history is edifying if we take a moment to consider it. Failure to cry out against injustice and hatred leads to Nazism, plain and simple. Failure to control and curb the darkest passions in our population will surely lead to disaster. Failure to condemn and fight racism in America leads to riots. This could not possibly be what any of us want, but it will happen unless all good people stand up for justice and decency in America. Impeach this president and send him packing to Moscow, from whence his salvation shall come.
I'm here because I've just read about what's happening, and I feel like we have to be visible, we have to be out here, we have to do something and say that this is wrong.
Keep on talking, marching down racism, turn me around, turn me around, turn me around.
Why are you here today?
I'm South African. I did not participate in South Africa. Now I participate.
I'm Lisa Sachs, to bear witness that we need to have justice, that we can't have a country where people are being persecuted because of bigotry, because we've learned from what happened in the Holocaust that silence let Hitler do it. He couldn't have done what he did without the consent of all of the German people. And we can't let Trump have that consent from us. We have to all speak out.
I'm Eileen Heineman, and I'm here because the world needs to know that what we saw yesterday is one piece of America, and what we're seeing today is the part that's going to make it change. And we have to make it change.
Linda Tate. And I'm Bob Best, and we're married, and we're here because we fully support Black Lives Matter, and we're ashamed of what happened in Virginia.
Hi, my name is Julie, and I'm here today because I'm very shocked and disheartened by what's happening in our country, and I'm hoping that we can find a peaceful resolution to all the hatred and violence that's happening.
Turn me around, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on talking, keep on talking, marching down the freedom lane. Ain't gonna let racism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around.